Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again with the update and the end game action for Glacial Hammer Varunastra Slayer, which by this point hit level 95, which is pretty high level for my standards, and took down all the content it could throw at it. Yet to do wave 30 simulacrum. I've done like 5 simulacrums in an effort to get to wave 30, and I've gotten to like wave 28 or 29 several times now. So we'll still try and get that wave 30, but yeah, it's basically just down to RNG as to what the last few waves are like, depending on like cold resist or if they can't be slowed or frozen, etc. Either way, not the best character for Simulacrum. Do probably need some determination or grace to be able to take more damage, but it's not too bad. It can reliably get, at least for me, up to the high 20s. Aside from that, a very enjoyable mapping experience with Glacial Hammer and Herald of Ice. The shattering is super satisfying. The freezing is extremely sort of defensive, I suppose you could say. Like, my character isn't paper. It's got like plenty of fortify. It's got a bit of armor, but mostly some damage reduction from the leech node and taste of hate. Either way, it rarely needs to actually come into question how thick or thin I am, just because everything gets frozen. Almost nothing ever should really be hitting you, but it does occasionally, and the 30% chill comes in pretty clutch as well. So for that, Glacial Hammer and building into freeze and chill, pretty damn nice. The Varunastra aspect of the build, not entirely sure it was fully worth. I imagine that doing a Frost Breath variant is going to yield you to similar results, potentially, but it was still pretty fun to build around. The clusters were cool, and it was at the very least worth doing to some extent. So it wasn't a complete waste of time or anything, and it was probably one of the more powerful melee characters I've pretty much ever had as a more well-rounded character. Because, for example, the Berserker earlier that was just double strike was a whole bunch of DPS but couldn't really take any damage. Had similar results in the end, but this one could hit 95 and map and boss quite a bit cleaner in many scenarios, whereas that one was just a DPS race against many bosses and stuff, and in some cases that's a better thing. So this character did end up taking on all the Ubers. This in the background though is just the Atlas memory for Harvest, which gives you like really thick Harvest plots for a few maps. If you're wondering what that is, since I've never had one of those before, it's pretty good. You got like pretty close to 5,000 of every Harvest juice doing one of those memories. So it paid off, though it is a bit expensive. It's just the first time I've actually dropped one. So for the Ubers, yeah, for some of them it's just better to basically DPS race them, especially as a melee, because as a melee it's not very fun to do Ubers. Like, I've gone from the very thick perspective on the Poison Pathfinder before, Poison Shield Crush Pathfinder, and it's doable and you like live and fuck yeah, but it just takes so long and it's so tedious and so not fun as a melee. But you can go from the entirely DPS perspective, the double strike Zerker, and just burn them down quickly, die a few times, whatever. Or you can go from a bit of a middle ground to this character, which hits pretty damn hard, has some slow attack speed though, which isn't the best for the Uber situation, but it can take a few hits here or there. And it's not the best for Ubers in that situation, because you can die quite a lot, but you can get them down. So I got all of them down with basically one or two portals left, except for Maven and Shaper, who were pretty damn easy to be honest. But Maven's more of a skill gameplay test for a character like this. You can see the hidden there. This is the Breach Lords. They get frozen. They're like the only ones that get frozen, and that completely trivializes that encounter, whereas the rest of the invites and most other bosses don't actually get fully frozen. They get chilled to maximum, and then they get theoretically frozen for the sake of things like Heatshiver, but they don't actually get frozen. If you hit a certain threshold, they'll still technically be frozen, but they can't actually be fully slowed, so Heatshiver will still have its full damage up. And we're just assuming we hit that a lot of the time, but who knows, maybe sometimes we don't. So for the other Ubers, the only other thing I was going to say, yeah, I did a couple of feeds. One of them was deathless, one of them died once. Most of the 4-way invites and stuff I was running with some rare rolls on them and did them deathless-ish, mostly. And then for the Ubers, yep, Maven did a few deathless ones, few with some deaths. Shaper I did with Maven Influence, which is pretty tough. This is Uber Elder with Maven Influence, which got pretty spicy. Several Shapers all over the place. That one took a few portals. Uber Eater of Worlds took a few portals. This is kind of a DPS race. Uber Exarch took most of my portals. DPS race once again. Cirrus, couple of portals if everything goes completely well. And Cortex is just pure RNG as to how bad you get fucked on the map mods. So that's about it for this character. Putting him down now, it went the full distance, did very well for simulacrums, for Uber content, for the League Mechanics Sanctum, and I'll leave you with the first Uber Maven I did in this character, which was pretty spicy and had a pretty good result. So thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. I think I've got enough to do it if it's like, if I do it good. But I don't expect myself to. Got such a setup as well, it's crazy. Yo, that's actually not too shabby. Once those crits were coming in. And the bosses should be trivial, right? Except for this fucking cunt. Oh, no worries. Just give me multiples of him. This thing's serious, dude. Fuck you, video game! Oh my god, dude, can I have some motherfucking uptime?
Resistance will be punished.
I have to kill some bosses this time around. Oh my god, it's just 90 of these! Oh my god, the cleave! 3 of them stood together in the splash, they all vaporized. Well, that was hot. Man, I didn't go in because, like, with any damage whatsoever. Because I was expecting this to happen any second now. Wish I had way more attack speed, really. Which I could try and build more into if I really wanted. It's the only thing I feel like I'm missing. Let's get some flasks back. The chill seems kind of relevant, eh? She's getting pretty slow. Kind of figured she'd do the next phase by now. Which is actually just cycling more attacks, I think. Because of the chill. You know, I may have even been able to face tank that. Fortify and all that shit. Melee SSFHC viable. Got me a clean little awakened greater proj for my troubles. That's how things go. Play the most ethical build on the server, get ethically rewarded. What are the tornado shock cocks done to this thing, eh? Yeah, we're talking 26 divines. We're talking video gaming at its finest. We're talking we've cracked the 100 div mark with our ethical gaming.